All right, so looking at the pound JPY, so far price has moved in our favor, which is really awesome, of course, when that happens. So I came in here last night just to recap on this here, and I noticed price had actually broke above this, kind of rough upper trend line, and notice this high right here, or this group of highs. Sorry, that's my daily spam call. And so I've closed the majority of the position here, and I've moved my stop now just below this consolidation right there. Let me just move this over here because I hate these stupid things, man. They get in the way. All right. And so my stop is just below the consolidation that you see here. So what had happened right here at this upper trend line here was very interesting. Now this line here is deriving from the daily, which I don't even know exactly why I drew it like that, but this is really not super significant, so we can actually just delete that. All right. The thing that you'll notice as you begin to study prices, what you see is like right here on the screen is pretty much all you need. Of course, it doesn't hurt to go out to the daily chart, take a look, and see what's going on, right? And you can see that we had been in this big long downtrend. Price had this big massive move down. We move back into the range between this low and this set of highs up here. And so the chances that we're going to get a nice continuation off of this area are pretty high indeed. Okay, so again, just taking a quick look at that just to see where we're at on the bigger time frame. And then you can see as once we get up to this high, look what happens. Price comes up, rallies, comes up above this upper trend line. And you will see that we are actually right on the high here. So again, the most recent price action seems to be the most relevant. All right, you can see that we're just kind of roughly across these highs. Try to make it as precise as possible. Right, it's never going to be cookie cutter, but again, the most recent price action as we come up to this high was right here. Okay, so if you look at this, if you look back on many of my other videos, I've talked about this pattern that sets up in the marketplace. What that pattern is, well, let's see here. I'm trying to get my drawing tool here, but so we're looking for the paths tool here. Hold on a second here. It's right down here, but there we go. Here we are. So this pattern, what you see is once we come up to an area like this, right? So let's pretend that this area right here is, so the price is moving up. I'm on a small screen, so price comes up, it breaks above an area, then it moves into consolidation. Okay, and when it moves into consolidation like this, and then you see price rally up out of the consolidation, well, you can imagine what that does is that creates buying sentiment. And then look what happens. Price comes all the way back down, and it neutralizes the liquidity that's sitting below the consolidation, and the price continues. Okay, so what I'm talking about is this area right here. So you see this pattern right here. So you so often see this in the marketplace. And so when it's usually in an area of extreme importance, or I would say context. So we're coming up to this high. So if you just think about it, right, as price is moving up to this high, and we get up above at least 50% of the swing itself, right? So if we just eyeball it, we can see that 50% is going to be roughly right about here. If I need to pull out a fib tool, we can actually do that here. You can see that that's pretty accurate. Okay, so 50%. All right, so we have this little pattern that shows up right here, and then price rallies away. Okay, so this is what I was looking at last night when I had seen this consolidation right here. And seeing that we had this high up here, I had an alert set to actually take off the majority of the position, which is almost roughly at 50% of my initial reward. And there's another piece of information in here too that indicated to me that this actually could continue. All right, and that has everything to do with the close of this candle in relation to the to this price right there. Okay, so what is that? So you have this last up candle of this swing high, all right, which is right here. So what I like to do is I like to take one of these shaded 50% fibs, just put it off the open or the open and the close, and then give me 50%, the exact price point. So you can see it's 154.899. Now, if we look at the price on this closing candle, just a little bit ago, the last 4-hour candle, if you look up at the tape there, you'll see that the close was 154.902. So we got a higher close than the exact center of the body of this candle. And then look what happens. Then price pulls back below, right? Below 50% of this up candle and 50% of this wide range candle. And look what happens. Price is bought. So that is one key character or key piece of information that I look for that will indicate to me that we'll likely see a continuation. Okay. And so another thing that's also interesting is if we go down to the smaller time frames, as price began to move up as price began to move up close to this 50% point, you'll likely see this pattern set up again. Okay, where you get a consolidation, price rallying up above the consolidation, moving below in a capitulated fashion, and then rallying above to continue higher. Now, there is a good chance price could come all the way back because we do have a consolidation. We have price moving up out of the consolidation. There is a good chance because, this is the beast, right? It's the pound JPY. Price could come all the way back to neutralize the sell side liquidity that's sitting below these lows here. Okay. And I'm prepared to have that happen. That is why I closed the majority of the position at this high, and I've left a runner on here to see if we can actually get up all the way to this section up here, which is roughly right about these highs right there. And I have an alert set there to take off the majority of the remainder of the position, and then maybe see if I can squeeze and milk as much out of this as I can. Okay, so let's take a look at the price point of 154.899 and see what happens when price gets there. Say so if you want to trade this on a scalping level, so let's say we go to the 1 minute. All right, let's see if we can see this. So there you go. There's the pattern right there. It just showed up right in front of us. So there is a very, very clear consolidation. Here's price rallying out of the consolidation, coming below, neutralizing all of the liquidity that's sitting here. And you could say, oh, this was previous resistance here acting as support. And you can use that as well too, as extra confluence if you like. But I just thought this was going to be rather interesting. Now, where is the 154? Right, so let's go back to the 4-hour chart. Let's reset the chart. So what we want to see is we want to see that happen just below this 50% point. We want to see an accumulation. And so let's make sure this is right on the money. So 899. There we go. So it's 154.899. And let's go back down to the 1 minute. And there it is right there. That's what we want to see. So isn't that amazing? Anyway, friends, that's it for this. Hope you found it informative. And this is a very, very common pattern that happens in the marketplace on all time frames, not just time frames, but it happens in range bars. It happens in algorithmic bars. And with that said, thanks for watching. And so far, we are up 85.1 pips. This is a really, really great trade. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it informative. Bye.